Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back once again to a very sad edition of the Farts and Crap Show. It's Danjo here. Um, we have some sobering news today about the PSP, the PS Vita, and the PlayStation 3. And I'm mostly going to be talking about the Vita because, well, Sony has kind of taken the first big step into killing off the platform, which I think is kind of a terrible idea because it's a missed opportunity for them. And still putting it out there, Sony, if you guys want to make a revised Vita, I would more than happily pick it up. Or just a better PSTV and keep the platform alive. I would buy one. But yeah, so if you check this URL, you will find discontinued PlayStation apps, features, services, the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP PlayStation Store closure. This is straight from the horse's mouth at PlayStation blog, PlayStation.com, the support important notice. They're closing the PlayStation Store on PlayStation 3 consoles on July 2nd, 2021, and on the Vita devices on the 27th of August, 2021. Additionally, the remaining purchase functionality for PSP will also retire on July 2nd. So thankfully, they're giving the Vita a little bit more time. I do appreciate that. What features can I use after the closure? You'll still be able to re-download and play your software, which is great. You will still be able to access previously purchased video and media content. You will still be able to redeem game and PlayStation Plus vouchers. So I guess if you happen to find a digital code for sale that is redeemable on the Vita or PS3, you can still redeem those. You will still be able to re-download and play claimed games through PlayStation Plus as long as you remain a member. So that's nice. Because for a while they were, and I did miss the train on this one, but for a while they were basically giving out free Vita games with PlayStation Plus as well as PS4 games for a while there. Truly the golden age. But you'll no longer be able to purchase PS3, PS Vita, and PSP digital content, games, or anything. It's very unfortunate. If you want to check all the details, please check the URL and read that if you play on these platforms. If you don't, I imagine you're not watching this video. So also, not everything on the store, on the Vita and the PSTV specifically, is like the complete list of what is compatible on the system. So I use this website for reference. Please check it out if you play on PSTV or Vita. More specifically PSTV though. And yeah, and I'll show you guys an example here in a bit. But definitely check that out if you have a PSTV, if you play on PSTV. Obviously, it is not my primary gaming platform, but I do use it for specific things. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into kind of more details, recommendations, that sort of thing. So, as you guys may have figured out, I have my PSTV hooked up to my capture card right now, and I'm recording footage. And I really love this platform. I really do. I really, really do. So as an example, as what I was saying earlier about compatibility and like the list not being complete. So if you check the Vita store on the PSTV, it has not been updated in a very long time. New releases, yeah, when Devious Dungeon came out in 2018, that was like the last time they updated it. So 3 years ago. Not great. Not great at all. However, the PSTV is my only way, and like the only official way, outside of using a original hardware like PSP, the only way to officially play PSP games, like through, well, actually no, through HDMI. It's the only official way, unless the PlayStation Portable did have a component cable adapter, so you could hook it up to the TV. And I guess if you had a component capable capture card or component to HDMI adapter, you could do it that way. So yeah, things like Echochrome or one of my favorite PSP games ever made, Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions. Now, I've already played this on the channel before, and actually I played it not on this channel. I played it over on Twitch, but I archived my playthrough on this channel. Final Fantasy III, the very fantastic PSP remake. There's a lot of fantastic stuff here, and you can't even play PSP games, most of them, on PS3. So the only way to do it and get them like from PSN, and I don't remember how the PSP store worked. I didn't really buy anything digital on the PSP. I was still very adamantly getting physical games. So I had like the UMDs and stuff like that. And they were readily accessible for a while. And I didn't have a fast internet connection because it was like the early 2000s, you know? It was a different time. And yeah, they even had free-to-play stuff. It's very short list, but they did have... they were going to do that. PSTV games, now I know what you're thinking. How many actual, like, exclusive games on here are worth picking up? There's really not that many. Like, a lot of them have been ported to better platforms, like Final Fantasy X, 10.2 HD. Still very, very good. But yeah. Freedom Wars was one. That one was really, really good. I personally didn't play it because it was very much like the God Eater games, which first were brought to the Vita because that's something people wanted that played it on the PSP. I have the PSP version on here as well. So as far as exclusives go, like actual Vita exclusives, there aren't that many. However, there are a few, and there are two that I think you absolutely need to pick up if you have one of these platforms. Or even if you don't, and you're just big into video game preservation, and you want to get a PSTV or a PS Vita, definitely Muramasa Rebirth. This is one of the best games exclusive to the platform. It was made by Vanillaware. They made Dragon's Crown, they made Odin's Sphere, and this game is phenomenal. And it's called Rebirth because it was first given life on the Wii, and you can't get it on the Wii anymore. At least not digitally. You could probably try to track down a physical copy, but that would probably be very expensive. But this is also including a bunch of DLC that wasn't on the Wii version, like different campaigns. I think there's a total of 4. Yeah, and at $25, this is a steal. This game is amazing. For a while, the Ninja Gaiden Sigma games were this was kind of, I believe, the only way to play them. I'm not sure on that one. But yeah, Odin Sphere also came to the Vita because, yeah, they were great. The other one that is like very rare and is an absolute steal and one of the best games, I would say the best game exclusive to the system, is Tales of Hearts R. This game was only localized because Bandai Namco did like a poll with like their fans or something, and they were asking, like, you know, what game in the series do you guys want localized? Because there was a lot of like Tales of games that were exclusive to Japan, and I guess Bandai Namco was tired of getting hate mail, so they kind of threw a bone to the fans and were like, okay, which one do you guys want? And they chose Tales of Hearts. So they released it on the Vita as Tales of Hearts R, and this game it's phenomenal. It's very, very good. And $30 is, like, even full price digital is a fantastic deal. I was checking the prices earlier today, and physical copy will run you about $80 at least. So almost triple the price. So yeah, those are really the only two that are exclusive to the system that I think are an absolute necessity to pick up. Now, for the classics. To those of you who care about video game preservation, who care about retro gaming, this is still like the best section for classic PlayStation content. Now, the Vita was compatible with PS1, PS Minis, PSP games, and I think that's it. To those of you who don't remember what Minis were, that was for the PlayStation Go, I want to say, or the PSP Go, I think. And they were meant to be like smaller games because it was an all-digital system. So typically they were very small in download size, like 85 megabytes, excuse me. So you could have a bunch of games on your system at once, because I think it was limited to a 1 gigabyte internal storage or something, and there wasn't a micro SD card slot. I'm not even sure there was a what was it? Memory stick? PSP had a proprietary memory form. It was Memory Stick Pro Duo. Anyways, so the PSP Go was an interesting one. Like, check out the history of the PSP Go if you guys are interested. It's bizarre. But yeah, they have a lot of really good PS1 games that are typically very expensive. if you're trying to find a physical copy. And right now, for some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of PSP games are actually like discounted. Because $8? That's weird. The pricing is weird. That might be irregular. Yeah, like Arc the Lad. Very very expensive. um typically, yeah. And there's a lot. I'm just gonna kind of scroll through. Breath of Fire 4. That's another one. Typically very expensive for collectors. And these games are like very hard to find. Bust a Move 4. This was also a PSP or PS1 game, or did they? Is this a port? PSP, PS Vita, and PS3. This was a PS1 game though. I don't know why this one doesn't say PS1 Classic. That's weird. But yeah, Bust Move 4 is a very good game. Very good puzzle game. Some people might know it as Puzzle Bobble. But yeah, you can get the original PS1 version of Symphony of the Night. Highly recommend. You can get the PS1 version of Chrono Trigger. It's not really enhanced in any way, except for the animated cutscenes by Akira Toriyama. So if you're a fan of Chrono Trigger, this is a must-have. There's Cool Borders 1, 2, and 3, which is very strange to see the original Cool Borders on there. Darkstalkers Chronicle, like, yeah, that's a rare one. Darkstalkers 3 and 1, really good fighting games from Capcom. Daxter for the PSP. This was a really good spin-off, actually. Of course, of the Jak and Daxter series. And Daxter, this was his first game. And only game, I think. I think that was Daxter's only game. But $8 for a copy of Daxter digital, like, that's fantastic. DOA Paradise. I forgot that actually came. It's yeah, $30. I would not pay that. That's a terrible deal. But if you're a fan of weird games, Disgaea Infinite. I think that was the first Disgaea port. Or was this a different one? No, it was a different one. It's not Disgaea 1. Speaking of bad games that are kind of hilarious, a lot of PS1 Disney games. Toy Story 2, though, there's a lot of fans of that one. Like it's $6, that's a great deal. Dissidia. They had both the original and Dissidia 12, Duodecim or something, whatever. $10. I mean, there's the Dissidia NT now. Double Dragon on the PS1. I did not know. Series and movie? Oh, the one-on-one fighting game. No, that's a terrible game. Dragon's Lair PSP. But I mean, there's better ways to play Dragon's Lair nowadays. Dynasty Warriors. Now we're getting into the good stuff. E through G. Because this is where we're going to find a lot of Final Fantasy stuff. And Fighting Force, which is a fantastic PS1 game. The original Final Fantasy Tactics, if you're not a fan of the PSP one for some reason. Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 4, the complete collection. Probably the best version of the game. Final Fantasy 9, if you want the original and you're not happy with the modern ports, like... I'm kind of in that party, sort of. Part of the problem with the modern ports is there's no analog support still. So if you want to play, like, there are benefits to the original version. Final Fantasy Origins, which was 1 and 2, the Dawn of Souls games, essentially. Or versions. Dawn of Souls versions. Final Fantasy 5 and 6, both the PS1 versions. Very good. Again, if you're a collector, 1, 2, 5, and 6 are a little bit better on the Game Boy Advance. But 5 and 6 had CGI cutscenes and higher quality audio. So the translation, though, which is more important in my book, was better on the GBA. I don't know about Origins, though. 7, the original version, fantastic deal at $10. 8, I don't care for 8, but Front Mission 3, that's another one. It's pretty tough. Gangs of London, I forgot that was on there. Gex Enter the Gecko, the original Gex. Oh, I love that game. I need to pick that up. I don't care for Enter the Gecko. That game sucks. Or Deep Cover Gecko. Anything else after the original one was pretty bad in my book. But the original Gex was actually very good. Oh my goodness. Possibly the best God of War game, Ghost of Sparta. Like, aside from the reboots, I mean from the original games, like 1, 2, 3, the Origins. These ones are actually not accessible anymore, except for on the Vita. Now, you may think, hey Danjo, there was the God of War collection on the PlayStation 3 that had higher quality versions of these games. You would be correct. However, they were not on the disc. They were download codes that came with the game. And those download codes have all expired, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure they have. So I'm almost 100% positive, and correct me in the comments section. Please feel free. But this is the only way to get these, as far as I know. So, and the exclusive, oh my goodness. I don't know why Vice City Stories isn't on here. You can get Vice City Stories on the PSP. I know because I have it installed on the system. But Liberty City Stories also, yeah, if you're a GTA fan, they were also ported to the PlayStation 2, I believe, after the PSP versions came out. But Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories are both quite good. The original Grandia, still a very good game. I actually need to pick that one up still. Now you can get Grandia and Grandia 2 on the Switch now, so I mean those... Grandia 1 is preserved. But the original version, you save some money by getting this one, $6. So I think the remaster, it's not even a remaster, it's just an upscaled port, is like 30 or something. I don't know about most of these, so skip to H. Okay, these are these ones. If you're a Harvest Moon fan, I believe it's Hero of Leaf Valley. This also came to PS4, and some people probably like Boy and Girl as well. Back to Nature was kind of a classic for some people. These are all solid. I believe it was Hero of Leaf Valley. It's a very good Harvest Moon game. I think it was one of the last like Harvest Moon games that was really good before it became like Story of Seasons. Oh, these are fantastic games. Oh my goodness. One of this game right here, Hot Shots Golf Open T 2, and I'll probably end up picking up 1 as well. These two, Hot Shots Golf Open T on the PSP, were, in my opinion, some of the best portable golf games. Now, that was a long time ago, and we have Mario Golf on the Switch coming, thankfully. But these are still very much worth playing. These games are very good. Especially if you just want to try it out for yourself for $4, the original one. It's fantastic. On the PSP, on the PlayStation 1, this was such a long time ago, and it was very basic. And it was like, I think in Europe and everywhere else, it was called Everybody's Golf too. But yeah, these two games are really, really good. And Everybody's Golf on the PS4 was kind of disappointing to me because of how often you were. It was a very good game, but how often you played the same courses over and over and over with no variety. It was very much lacking in content. Innocent Life of Futuristic Harvest Moon. I totally forgot about this. Was this Natsume? Natsume. Yeah, it was Natsume. 2007. Was this before or after? Oh, it was before. Okay. Anyways, I don't know anything about that one. I also don't know anything about Jak and Daxter Lost Frontier. I'm pretty sure this is one of the like kind of forgotten Jak and Daxter games. Jeanne d'Arc, I remember this game getting a lot of fanfare back in the day. I think it's a strategy. I don't remember much of anything about it specifically, but it was very beloved. Jet Moto 2 is a very good racing game with the very weird Jumping Flash. Oh my goodness, Jumping Flash 1 and 2 were like, I doubt they've aged well, but Killzone Liberation. This was a solid FPS on the Killzone is still going. Kingdom of Paradise. Wow, I forgot about this game. This was also a game that was like kind of a big deal. Oh my goodness, speaking of big deals. 3 in a row, okay. These games really need no introduction, but some people that are younger might not remember how big of a deal these games are. I already have Legend of Dragoon because I was... somebody insisted that I try it. I don't remember who it was. Somebody insisted though, and it is a very classic... Many people would say, like if you look up best PS1 RPGs, not from Squaresoft, this is typically going to be in the top like 3. Legend of Dragoon. Fantastic attempt, I would say. But Klonoa, Door to Phantomile. This game is also pretty well known by collectors. It was also remastered for the Wii, but that is very hard to get a hold of. It's very expensive. The PS1 game is the exact same game, just with like not as pretty visuals, but still a very good platformer. Legend of Mana is actually being preserved, thankfully, because it's getting remastered on the Switch. So if you want to try it out first, if you've been really wanting to play it, the original holds up, I would say. I have some issues with this game, but I already own it, so it's very good. The art style alone and the music, even if you just want to like follow a walkthrough and just like play through the game, it's very much worth it. Oh, Lunar, I forgot about this game. I forgot there was a PSP one, Silver Star Harmony. Another classic RPG series that's kind of been forgotten. The Legend of Heroes games, wow. Yeah, they're still going. I forgot Manhunt 2 got ported. Me and My Katamari, this is one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best Katamari games ever made. I think this one has a certain charm that a lot of other Katamari games kind of miss the mark. But yeah, for really the only way to get it, that and like a physical copy, but I mean, for the most part, all of these games are going to be cheaper to get digitally nowadays because they've been discontinued for so long. Medieval, like that one got a fantastic remaster on like lately, and There's really no reason to go back to these ones. I totally forgot Mega Man got like a standalone release. If you're a Mega Man collector, Maverick Hunter X2, that one's like, yeah, not my cup of tea. But yeah, all the way up to 4. Wow. The original like Japanese like box art and all that stuff. VR missions, the Metal Slug games, these are actually all on modern platforms. Except for Metal Slug X. That's cool. So if you want the PS1 version, that's the way to get it. Anthology and Double X are both on PS4 though, so. Oh my goodness. Should I rant about this? I'm gonna rant about this. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite is phenomenal. If you finished Monster Hunter Rise's story and you're like, man, I wish there was more single player content and like I wish there were more Monster Hunter games like this. Monster Hunter Rise is kind of an evolution of this game. It was the last one on the PlayStation Portable, or the PlayStation platforms before it went to the 3DS. And yeah, they're not joking right there. 500 hours of gameplay. Like, that's just like playing through the game. This game is huge. The fact that it's only 768 megabytes is kind of astounding to me. Sure, they're data from fonts and retrieve to ad hoc infrastructure download only. So I don't know if this one supports online play or not. It sounds like maybe it does. But you can definitely play wirelessly locally with other Vita systems. And anyways, it's a good time. It's a very good time. It's very much... Wow. It's 12 years old now? Wow. It's a very good game though. Nuclear Strike. These games were very good. They were... I guess it's kind of a dead series now. But Nuclear Strike and Soviet Strike were both very good. Oddworld 1 and 2. Really good games. Misadventures of Tron. Yeah, this one is very expensive for collectors. So if you want to pick that up. Oh, what I was mentioning about stuff, this is not a complete list. Like, there's more stuff on here than be like, I thought there was more Mega Man games that are on the... There are. There's a lot more. And I'll get to that in a minute. Pac-Man World, Parappa the Rapper, which, you know, that's been... Parasite Eve has not come back in any capacity. But I think the follow-up was Third Birthday, I want to say. Which again, Persona 2 for people of fans of the Persona series. Pong, Populous. Wow, that is a deep cut. And the Power Stone collection for $10. Wow. Prince of Persia, like these are all good pickups. Prinny 1 and 2 actually recently got ported to the Switch. Kind of went under the radar for a lot of people. Ragnarok Tactics. This was another tactics game that was I never played, but some people were like very big fans of. Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, that's another one that's kind of hard to get. Rayman 2, another one that's kind of hard to find. The original Rayman actually was included with your PlayStation Classic, to those of you who bought one of those. Same with Resident Evil Director's Cut, but not Resident Evil 2 or 3, which are both $6 a piece. Ridge Racer for the PSP was actually very good. I forgot there was a Samurai Showdown anthology. Anyways, on the PSP. Solid pickup for those of you who are fans of that series. Secret Agent Clank, another one. If you're a fan of Ratchet and Clank, that's a good one. Wow. Again, if you're a fan of Persona, I forgot about the PSP ports. I remember people raving about it. SimCity 2000, wow. I forgot that got a PS1 port. Man, that is another deep cut. $6. SOCOM, there's quite a few SOCOM games. Sonic Rivals, I'm a Sonic fan, guys. I don't like Sonic Rivals. I don't think they're worth it. There's Soviet Strike, $6. Very good games. I never played the Spec Ops games. I don't have any input on those. Yeah, Street Fighter. There were some really good Street Fighter games on the PS1. I actually have this one, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. I don't really like this game. I think it was a very messy port. It's not very fun or playable on the PSTV. I actually think Street Fighter Alpha 3 on the PS1 was better than the PSP port. A little strange, only the Street Fighter Alpha games were on there, but anyway. Summon Night, Super Stardust Portable on here. Siphon Filter 1, 2, and 3. Those were very beloved. Speaking of games that definitely need more attention, I bought this quite a while ago. Tactics Ogre Let Us Cling Together is a fantastic strategy RPG. If you only get a couple of games on your Vita, this should be one of them. Like, it's that good. Like, there's Final Fantasy Tactics and this. And that's like, between those two, that's all you need. Tekken, man. The origins of Tekken, like, this was one of the earliest. Actually, no. It wasn't even the first one. Tekken 2 was one of the first games I played on the PlayStation. It was on a PlayStation demo disc. And it still holds a very special place in my heart. Tekken 6 is another one that's actually kind of hard to get a hold of and is largely kind of forgotten, but this was a very good fighting game. Tekken has consistently been good. But yeah, Tekken 6 was solid. And actually, I don't know if Soul Calibur... There was a Soul Calibur on the PSP that was quite good. Tomb Raider 1, or not even 1. There's no Tomb Raider 1. Wow. Anyway, Tomb Raider 2 and 3. 2 was fantastic. Oh, there is Tomb Raider. Why was it not... Oh, because they put the R without a space? Okay. Anyway, the OG Tomb Raider... I know there are fans of the series, so... I never got into them. Twisted Metal 1 and 2. That was some classic stuff right there. Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. That was a very good one. The Warriors, too, on the PSP. Jammer Lammy was... That's a weird one. It was Parappa the Rapper as a spin-off. They kind of made like 1 or 2 games and they didn't sell very well, so they stopped making them. Untold Legends was kind of a Gauntlet kind of follow-up. Oh my goodness, Vagrant Story is only $6. This is one of the most ambitious games on the PS1. Absolutely phenomenal what they managed to do with that game. It was during the golden age of Square. It was very weird. And they made some design decisions that didn't really pay off too well. However, it's definitely worth getting. Warhawk was a weird one. Warriors Orochi I never played. Wild Arms, oh my goodness. XF, the original Wild Arms 2. Again, if you're a fan of those games, very good. The original Wipeout and Wipeout Pulse, man. I mean, Wipeout's legacy has kind of been preserved because the Omega Collection on the PS4. Oh my goodness. I need to make sure I have it. Oh, yep, no, there's 2 more things on this page. Xenogears. Guys, this is a cult classic for a reason. If you're a JRPG fan, you already know about this game. $10, you should already know that's a fantastic deal. Definitely pick it up. Ys, man. Ys 7. This is, I kid you not, I was not a fan of Ys until I played this game, and then I thought, man, this is one of the best action RPGs I've ever played, let alone on a portable device. Not even kidding. I've picked this game up, I think 3 times. On the original PSP, on the UMD disc. Again, later on the, I guess twice. I only picked it up twice. Anyway, also picked it up on the Vita. Fantastic game. And the Oath in Felghana is also really good. Unfortunately, they don't have the 3rd PSP game for Ys. I don't know if it's compatible or not. I forget the name of it. Some of them have weird names. Can't remember. But yeah, these 2 games, both fantastic. Definitely recommend them. Especially, what would I recommend most highly, though, is Ys 7. That game is super good. And 2 Extreme. 2 Extreme was a game. It was a weird sports game, but it was very fun. Kind of in the same vein as like Cool Borders. They were trying to do a Tony Hawk kind of thing. I don't actually know if Tony Hawk was on the thing. I think it was still in licensing limbo. I don't think it was ever released for as a PS1 classic. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, with Mega Man as an example, they only have Maverick Hunter X, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's it, which is really weird. But they do have more Mega Man games, and games in general, that you just have to use the search for. So, as an example, here, I'll just search Mega Man. See? There we go. You can still get Mega Man Legends, which is $10. You can get Mega Man X4 if you... I actually probably am going to have to pick this up because I picked up the X collection on PS4 and I definitely didn't like how it played. Mega Man 8, same story. Legends 2, which is very expensive for collectors. Definitely if you've ever wanted to play these games, pick them up here. And yeah, that's just an example. So if you can't find something in the store that you really, really like, definitely search it and check the compatibility list I showed you guys earlier. I am just going to double check and make sure. I'm going to see if they have other Final Fantasy stuff on here, aside from what was listed. Minecraft Final Fantasy 15 skin pack. What? Oh yeah, there's World of Final Fantasy. I didn't see that, but I didn't check the other list that long. I forgot they did so much DLC for World of Final Fantasy. There's Final Fantasy 7 Tactics, Adventures of Mana. That's another one. Tactics Overlist coming together right here. And these are not sorted by relevancy or anything. No, I don't see an option for that. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. And yeah, that's kind of the whole thing, guys. As for my highest recommendations, let's review real quick. This is what I have installed on mine right now, and most of these I already talked about, I guess. And some games are cross-buy on PSN, so like I have Stardew Valley on here because we bought it on PS4. If I had to make a top 5, I would say E7, Tales of Hearts R, Muramasa Rebirth, Final Fantasy III, and Final Fantasy Tactics: The War of the Lions. That was really hard for me. I was like, I love these games so much. It's really hard. But I have to put Muramasa Rebirth and Tales of Hearts R on that list because they're only on the Vita. It is the only way to play them. So, anyway, that's the story, guys. Sorry this was such a long thing, but I really wanted to go over why this is such heartbreaking news, and like the Vita has been a very sad thing, and it's kind of just been existing for a while. But after they discontinued like physical like production for the Vita handheld and the PSTV, which has just been like sitting in the background like begging for Sony's attention for such a long time. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but anyhow, guys, video game preservation is important because these old games that aren't even that old, like I'm not even going into the 16-bit generation, we're talking about like PS1 and later games. They're important, you know? And yeah, we get these collections, these modern collections every so often. But oftentimes they are not good ports. And sometimes I would just rather play a digital version of like that straight game, but in an official capacity, you know? Like, and the modern platforms are plenty powerful to play these games. I've been looking into getting a PS3 because it can play the PS1 games. It can't really play PSP games, but it can play the PS1 games in pretty high quality. And I mean, thankfully, because of that, like there was that Sony patent a little while ago that was basically talking about enabling trophies for emulated games. And I'm just thinking, yes, please. Hopefully this means Sony is starting to embrace backwards compatibility. Hopefully. But yeah, eventually I'm going to get to kind of all these games. So they're pretty much all in my backlog. I've done some of these on the channel before. Like I said, I already did War of the Lions. That was a really long series, which is why I streamed it. I did E7, but I don't know if that still exists on my channel. I did Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection. We did like 1 or 2 videos for Muramasa Rebirth. I did quite a bit of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, but again, I don't know if that exists on my channel anymore. I did Symphony of the Night lately on the PS4 version just to kind of like check it out, and there are trophies for that one, so you know, did that. Still haven't finished that, but I'm going to. But yeah, a lot of these I haven't actually touched on yet, so some of them are very important to me. Like Vagrant Story, like I said, Final Fantasy V. But I'll probably do the Game Boy Advance version because that is a better translation. Final Fantasy III, definitely this game is phenomenal. And Tactics over Let Us Cling Together, I mean, and more. Like I touched on some of the stuff that's important to me, but Man, I would love to be able to play these on my PS4 or PS5. Like, that would be great. I mean, PS4 can definitely emulate PS1 games, like, without a hitch. It could even emulate Vita games. Like, I'm absolutely positive it can run PSP games. I mean, a lot of... I would just like to be able to play these on better, more recent hardware. But, you know, it's still on there. Like, if I check my download list on the store, which is down here, if you're watching this in the future, bottom right corner, download list, that's how you re-download games, which, after the dates I mentioned earlier, is how we're going to have to, it's the only thing we're going to be able to do. Like, we can re-download stuff, but we can't get new games off the store. So yeah, definitely pick some stuff up while you still can, guys, and hopefully later on we'll be able to play some of these games on the PS4 or PS5. Hopefully Sony does that, because that would be great. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Sorry, this is such a long video. I just wanted to go over all of the content that is available on the Vita and playable on the PSTV. And that is important to me, obviously, because I make YouTube videos and stream here, and I'd like to be able to, you know, play these games in an official capacity if there's a way to do it. Which is why whenever I do PlayStation 2 stuff, I'm playing on original hardware and upscaling it. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think, guys. Anything I mentioned about, like, hey, let me know in the comment section, or any of that stuff, please do that, and I will get to each and every one of those comments and reply in a thoughtful manner. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and keep your chin up. There is a brand new day just around the corner, and hopefully it's a day when Sony is going to be embracing their back catalog of games and not throwing it to the wayside. But again, we're running into this problem with digital storefronts. Like, I recently just picked up some stuff on my Wii U, because thankfully that storefront hasn't closed yet. But yep. Anyways, see you guys later, and I would encourage people to maybe get into a retro game. Not all the time, but like, pick up one. Pick up one, you know, maybe try a few, land on one that interests you, and you know, when you find one you like, actually beat it, you know, and maybe share the experience. Like, if you can, record it, like, put it on your whatever you use on the internet, or just, like, you know, and share the love of retro games. Just, what if it's something you care about, or if you're like, hey, I've never played blank, but I've heard such great things, or like, to quote an example from earlier that I brought up, like, oh man, I'm such a big Monster Hunter fan, and I had no idea about Freedom Unite. You know, pick it up. You know, try it out. I mean, there are some games here that I think everyone should try at least once, like Symphony of the Night. It's a classic, absolute classic. You know, Final Fantasy Tactics, absolute classic. But again, it's kind of a niche thing. So, but there's a lot of value in old games. They don't have the best graphics, obviously. They were limited by the hardware, but they're very, very good, and they're, in my opinion, they're timeless, and they will still be playable many years from now. So, and yeah. Anyway, that's it. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Please take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that's gonna be. And yeah, till next time.